Don't worry about the noise, because there's two things today. The feedback.
Yes.
There must be a lot of people listening all of a sudden, because the feedback is off the charts.
But it's not good, all of it.
No, but it's still off the charts.
We've got a complaint section. The complaint section's outweighing the good section.
That's fine. Anything to do with that porn chapter we
No,
did?
the porn... was
that okay?
No, the porn was well received. It's more about the length.
Right.
Someone's had a crack at you, Ox.
The length of what?
The length of our podcast.
Oh, good.
It's the only length they could have a crack at, that's for sure. They'd like it a little bit... They'd like it a bit longer.
They want it longer.
Yes.
Righto, well, that makes sense.
Hang on, who's had a crack at me?
A lot of people. We'll get to it.
All right, okay.
I've just seen, literally 10 minutes ago, some of the most disgusting, shameful civil selfishness
You're outraged today.
on earth.
Really?
On earth.
Is it about basketball rings and nets?
No.
Okay.
I've got something on that a little bit later. I've got something about it a little bit later.
Right.
One, those Smith chips, original, right? Smith chips, right? Chicken flavour.
Chicken ones, and you can win
What can you win?
prizes. Game of life.
Yeah, okay. All right, how many grams?
170.
170 grams of chips.
Yeah.
$7.50 for that bag of chips.
So if we times that by 5, times that by 6, that gets us to a kilo. So it's $43 for a kilo of chips.
It is
That's dearer than peanuts. That's dearer than cashews.
It's dearer than I fillet, mate. That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace.
You know what? You can buy. Hang on. You can buy a chook. You can buy a chook at the supermarket.
Like
$10.
Yep.
You can buy 4.5 chooks for the same. For the same amount, for $45, the same amount as 7 packets of these.
That's right. $7.50. And that's not where I'm finishing.
But who's the mug, though? Because you paid it.
Yeah, I know. I was hungry. And I like Smith's chips. So at the time, I thought it was okay.
Is Smith's Australian?
Probably. As I was walking out.
Probably. That's a guess. That's an absolute guess.
As I was walking out.
All right, yeah.
As I was walking out.
All right.
It's a cold day.
Yeah.
I walked past this little
Bay Marie.
cage that they've got out the front.
A cage?
A cage.
Okay.
They're selling wood.
Oh, I would.
How much is a bag of wood these
Like
days?
firewood.
Firewood. There's two there. There's a bag of kindling and a bag of firewood, and they're going to be my 2 and 3 civil selfish, disgusting thing I've seen.
How many pieces of red gum would be in that big
The
bag?
normal bag that you would see out the front. So it's like a 5 kilo bag.
Yeah, so it might be 8 pieces.
Yeah. How much money do you reckon it was?
$13.
$18.
Are you serious?
That's not this. I've saved the best till last.
Kindling?
The kindling. How much for a bag of kindling? Like it's
$6.
$18 as well.
Are you what?
What's going on? I mean, they want to turn our gas off. How the hell are people going to heat their house?
Oh no, that is highway
That is
robbery.
disgraceful.
But isn't that market forces, like just price, supply, demand stuff?
No, it's called laziness. So you never buy your firewood from a supermarket.
It's called ripping people off. That's what it's called.
Or keeping people warm.
At $18 a bag.
Well, it costs you a bit more.
Are you kidding me? What about the kindling? What about the kindling? What about the kindling?
Well,
$18 for a bag of kindling.
Can I tell you about kindling?
Please.
And this is a really good point you bring up about kindling, because there's an organisation that do kindling, that are special needs kids, and they pack it all, and all the money goes to them because the wood gets donated, and they might charge $6 or $7 for a bag.
Well, mate, if those kids aren't walking around in Versace, something's going wrong. I can tell you right now, because the kindling is $18 a bag.
All right.
God,
that is unbelievable. That is civil selfishness. Just on civil selfishness.
Hey, is your heater working? There was a while there where it wasn't working, wasn't it? Are you back on it?
Well, at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it going now.
What'd you do?
Well, there was 6 in the heater that I've got. It's a Dakin.
Yeah.
They got 6 sensors.
Dakin. Why did you say their name so freely? Did you get? Did you get something?
Hang on.
Did you get something for nothing?
No.
Did you?
Let's catch the comment.
Play the siren. You've got to tell us.
I'm a Fujitsu man, but I'm a Fujitsu. No, but this is a Dakin, right?
Righto.
And Dakin have these 6 SIX sensors.
SIX.
SIX, not SIX. S-I-C-K-S.
Not sick.
Yeah, so 6 sensors.
Right.
And 5 of them were broken. So to get up to 25 degrees and then just shoot straight back down to... And so it was you put it on, you feel, oh, it's nice and toasty. An hour later, your dum-dum are going up the mountain. So I got it fixed. My heater's now working beautifully. Just got it set on 22. Doesn't need to change. But back to civil selfishness.
No, what you got for me?
You know when you're driving, and we're in the car all the time. We do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And I don't want to plug Lexus or Blackburn, but if I have to, I will.
You should see what I'm driving at the moment. My God.
You're driving a Lexus?
Yeah.
Really?
The best thing ever. I told you it's a cold day. The steering wheel's got a heater.
It has
had that on too. You can only go. It's not like the seat warmer where you get 3 little dots. You got 2. I physically, I wish I had gloves on. I needed gloves by the end of my trip.
You know about you guys? You're in touch with the people.
Hey, I drive a Toyota thanks to Warrigal Toyota. Now they're awesome.
Warrigal.
No, we're not plugging. We're not doing any more plugs.
No more.
So, but I'm driving down. In my Toyota, and I pull up at the lights in Richmond.
Yes.
So he rocks out to wash the windows.
Right.
And I actually feel sorry for these blokes. And these girls.
What do you give them, 20 cents?
No. There is 2 questions I need to ask.
Yeah.
What is the etiquette? Do you wave them off or should you let them do it? Or if you do let them do it, do you pay them before or do you pay them at the end?
Now, you got to see what sort of a job they do.
Because that's important, isn't it?
Well, if they do a half-assed job,
Yep.
then they're not getting the thing.
They've got to do it quick. So because
Gotta be fast.
The traffic light probably stops for 2 minutes. You got to get in there, get it out, bum.
Because when they're walking down, you're thinking to yourself, will or I want to? Okay, nod. It's a yes.
Yep.
And now I've got to find change.
Do you nod, do you?
What's that?
Do you nod?
Yeah, I'm a nodder.
I nod. If it doesn't quite get it, nod, finger up or...
Nod
click.
and finger up goes.
Okay, yep.
And then head down, finding change somewhere in the car.
Yep.
All right, so you put the $2 coins on the side. They go back there.
Oh, you give them $4 or $5, don't you?
50 cents.
50 cents?
50 cents?
Do you know how much these guys make? They make a bomb. They make $50 an hour.
Well, I'm tipping if they're making a bomb, they're not going to be working there for long.
That's right. They go and drink. They go and drink pots. They go to the local pub and $50. They only have to work for 2 hours and they're set.
That is rubbish.
They do, mate. They're drinking bourbon and cokes down there and they're making so much money. They are so.
No, I think most of them have supporting drug habits.
Oh.
That's my gut feel.
Yeah. What sort of
Well,
drugs?
because most of them look like they haven't had a feed for a year.
I agree with that.
They've got the real skinny arms and they look like they're on the street. They're living on the street. So I don't reckon they're earning $50 an hour.
I think
and they're
are.
drinking bourbon and cokes and eating at Francois. I'm pretty sure that ain't happening.
Okay.
So
they'd have a few pots, though, I reckon.
I reckon next time, the next 3 times you come to an intersection, I want you to do this for me. I want you to stop.
Yes.
Give them the nod and minimum $5.
$5?
Karma, mate. The Karma bus.
You've just raised everyone's
$5.
hopes of actually going down, stealing the brush from a petrol station from around the corner, getting a little squeegee thing full of water. You're encouraging
If he rocks up with his Jordans on and he's got a brand new tracksuit and he's talking on the latest mobile phone, no,
$1. 50
it's only
cents.
$1 or
Back to 50 cents.
But if he's got the arse hanging out of his pants,
Right.
and the teeth aren't great,
I'll give it a go.
and he's skinny as, and he looks like he needs a feed, I want you to give him $5.
I don't carry cash much anymore, but if I
You
can
got some
find
coins.
$5,
You got some Kimball Grange in the ashtray.
I'll give him $5. Well, did you feel better afterwards?
No, I do actually.
Do you want to say you're a hero?
No, I don't want to say I'm a hero, but
you've had enough hero stories
Well,
lately.
do you give? If you see, all right, another one. If you see a beggar on the street, do you give him anything?
They've got to have something to sell.
They're beggars, mate. They're selling hope.
Well, I need a story on the plastic board.
Oh, really?
I need a storyboard.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to sit down and read it, are you?
Yeah.
You are going to
Short
walk
and
past.
concise.
You're going to walk past as quick as you can.
Short.
You'll kick his dog on the way.
No.
And you'll flip him a 20-cent piece.
No, quite often, even if it's made up, if they see they've done some time in the army or something, then yes, I'll pass.
Hang on, how do you know it's made up?
Well, this is the way I think. I think like a scoundrel, right? So if I'm begging and things aren't going too well, right, and I want some more cash, then I've got to dance.
Sell story.
I've got to dance in some way. Something's got to happen.
Yeah.
So quite often you will see a little bit of cardboard and they've somehow found a texter, and they have written down that they're I don't know, Vietnam vet or whatever. Now,
what would your story be then if you were begging? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about if you're going to put pen to paper? What are you going to say to make sure that you can get some cash so you can live?
Out of work, Rockstar.
Out of work, Rockstar.
Out of work, Rockstar. And I was good. 20 years ago, I was playing.
And what happened? What happened, Mark?
Well, things got tough. My girlfriend ended up with the bass drummer. And next thing you know, I didn't know who it was. I was drinking pots.
Shandies.
I was drinking shandy pots. I got rid of the lemonade.
Mate, you'd only be on the street for a week. You'd make so much money with that story.
What's yours?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, it'd be some sort of disease I've caught along the way. Agent Orange.
Leprosy.
Leprosy.
You only leper with all your fingers.
My mate ran off with my missus.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good start.
Ran off with my missus.
It's a good start.
Best
mate?
Best mate.
Best mate.
Got retrenched from work for doing the right thing. Not doing the wrong thing.
Whistleblower?
Yeah, because the boss embezzled money. And I was left on money.
Gotcha.
There's plenty of ways you do it. I'd also go and find myself a dog. A real sick, mangy dog. Like, have a look at him.
Maybe 3 legs.
A three-legged dog.
Because your real dog died and it cost you a fortune. It cost you your last $20,000 to get his knees fixed.
I'd have a sleeping bag. I wouldn't zip it up because I'd pretend the zip is broken.
Mate, you're making $150 an hour with this story.
Done. We're flying.
$150 an hour.
There we go.
So easy.
Can I ask you a karma question, boys?
Yeah, go on.
On the spot. You're walking along the street. There's a dude selling big issues. You've only got $20. It's 15. Do you expect change, or do you let him keep the change?
Give him the 20. Give me the $5 back.
Yep, me too.
You expect change from a homeless guy who's been retrenched from his job, has a 3-legged dog.
No. If it's just a homeless guy with no story, give me the $5 back. But if he has a story,
if his dog's got 3 legs, I'm buying him a new leg for
if
$5.
he's
I'll
dancing,
give him the $5.
See, Dan, you don't get this. You got to dance. It's like those guys who juggle at the lights. They've got much more chance of getting my 50 cents than some guy just with his hand out.
Putting on a show.
The big issue guy's working for it.
Yeah, but he's got no story. Give me a story.
Hey, and don't just stand there.
Oh,
Give me a story, mate.
Put a bit of mayonnaise on it. Hey, big issue. Best stories going around.
That's it.
Eddie Maguire catches on fire. Or just whatever it is.
Whatever.
You're bullshit.
That's it.
You're bullshit, and then you half a chance.
Yeah, and just a little bit of dancing.
You are a disgrace, both of you.
Oh, hang on. We give, mate. We givers.
Hey, mate, I just told you I'd give him the extra if he was some kind of act.
I just think it's interesting. The bloke with the, like heated steering wheel on his Lexus isn't tipping $5 to a big issue dude.
And there's a story, buddy. And that's a lesson to all you beggars out there listening.
Put on a show.
Put on a show. If you want the extra cash.
Wow.
It's as simple as that. Hey, can we just move? When we're talking about old people.
Yes.
And begging.
Oh, yes.
Because this person I've seen was in jail for a little while. Have you seen the latest cover of Sports Illustrated magazine, the swimsuit edition?
I have.
What did you think of 82-year-old Martha Stewart on the front? She was in jail for a long time. Oh, but she's 82.
Mate, I know that, but she actually looks really good for 82.
Mate.
Well, what's your cut-off point?
My cut-off point to being on the front cover of the swimsuit
that's what I'm
edition,
talking about.
right?
Yeah.
Is 40.
40?
And they've got to be unbelievable. And I'm talking like...
Well, Nicole Kidman could still go in there. And she's
Nicole Kidman.
She's over 50.
She's yes.
She's nearly 60.
Well, you got to look 40. So, I'll tell you...
Joe Silvani.
Yeah.
Joe Silvani's in her 50s. She could easily go on there, couldn't she?
Can I give you the best one? Can I give you the best one?
Oh.
Can I give you the best one?
Yes.
And it's a bloke.
All right. Whatever floats your boat.
Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah, he's getting better.
Mate, he's 60-something and he looks like he's 25.
Is he still dating the young girls, Rob?
I'll give you another one.
Yeah.
He used to be called the Great White Shark. These days he's called the Great White Nudist.
Greg Norman.
Greg Norman, mate, looks unbelievable.
You know the
Unbelievable.
I've always said this. If I could look like any human being on the planet, it'd be Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Because Brad Pitt's getting better and better.
Is he 60 yet? Do we know?
I reckon he's a bottle of Grange, Brad Pitt. He's getting better and better with every year he puts under his belt.
See, I reckon his mate George Clooney's doing better. I reckon George
All right,
Clooney. I reckon George Clooney's amazing.
All right. Would you rather be George Clooney or Brad Pitt?
George Clooney or Brad Pitt? I'm taking George.
Oh, I'm going Brad.
Why are you going Brad?
I just think Brad goes good.
Yeah, I know. Both of them go good.
Oh no, both of them go amazing.
Both of them go good.
But look, it's not like the bloke washing the windows compared to, someone who's saving lives. We're talking about two of the biggest rock stars in the world.
I just feel George has had an easier life. Brad's worked too hard.
Well,
if I had to pick somebody to have their wealth, it doesn't matter what they've got. I mean, if Brad's got 500 kabillion and George has got 300 kabillion, I'm being George. I just think he's had an easier life.
Yeah, well, I think married to Angelina wouldn't have been easy.
Yeah, that was difficult.
That would have been rather
that
difficult.
Was tough.
Because her old man,
was a nutbag.
Bit of a handful.
Crazy.
Bit of a handful. But going back to Martha Stewart, she looked good
for an 82-year-old. I'll give you. She looked like she was 55.
My mum's 74.
60.
My mum's 74.
She looked like she was 60.
My mum is 74 years of age, and I can't imagine any of that sort of stuff about that age. But as an 82-year-old. She was in good shape. She looked really comfortable in her own skin.
Yeah.
And I thought Martha Stewart was on the way out, but she's clearly still got a lot left in her.
No, she's going okay.
Well done. What'd she go to jail for?
Tax fraud. I've got two more for you, and they're female. You'll be happy to know. Right. There's two. This woman used to do 1,000 sit-ups a day. You'd never know because she was smooth as silk.
Jane Fonda.
No.
Oh.
Elle Macpherson.
Oh, yes.
Elle Macpherson.
And she drank tab.
And
if you drink tab, you live.
And I've got one more, and this won't please everybody.
All right.
Melania Trump. I think Melania Trump is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
What?
Ever. I think she's got the most beautiful style. She dresses. She's the best dressed first lady in the history of first ladies.
Okay, so you went to the boutique to try and get Paris Hilton.
That's right.
You've been out trumped by Donald.
You've been he's got one on me.
Do you reckon?
Trumpy.
Do you reckon if you had met Melania at the same time as Donald, that you would have beaten him?
When I was 25, I had half a chance.
Yep.
Yeah. Half a.
Didn't she a bit cat looking though?
No.
So, like little pointy
Don't
nose.
you say that about my girl. Don't you dare.
Your girl.
Don't you dare.
But Trump's not exactly a good-looking rooster.
Oh, he was, but he's got a bank balance. That counts for a lot.
He's the best looking Oompa Loompa that's ever lived.
Yeah, true.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah, he's odd.
Yeah,
he's odd.
And so I'm not a Trump hater, by the way. I'm in for the circus. Right?
I like the circus too.
I can watch that circus for a long time.
Yeah,
I think it's I don't know. It's a, what do you call it? Train wreck.
It's a train wreck.
It's got the
watching him is a train wreck.
I enjoy watching it, but I'm not sure he's the same species as us.
Whether you like him or not, he does create news. Talking about news at the moment, right? So if you had Trump on the left hand, and I like doing a bit of 50-50, or the Royals on the right hand.
Oh, I'm not a monarchist, but I love the Royals. I love them.
The Royals are the most boring people.
No, don't you?
Oh, what has William and Kate ever done?
William and Kate.
What have they ever done?
They're the perfect couple.
What have they ever done?
They're the perfect couple. They have been thrust into this position that no one could imagine what it would be like. And they are handling it so beautifully.
How hard would it be? You just shake some... Hang on. What do you mean no?
I mean...
He's not talking to his brother.
I understand if you're going to go Markle and... Harry. I get that.
Oh, you're against redheads now, right?
Well, we might talk about redheads soon. I'm not against. I understand that, but when you look at William and Kate, and when you look back at Princess Di,
they put a glass eye to sleep.
When you look
seriously
at the Queen, who's not long been passed, what that woman did for that country,
and she was good. She was
a star.
What about the other two now?
Who?
Charles and Charles
Yeah,
and
I reckon Charles has
Camilla.
he's made one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the royal families anywhere in the world.
You watched the coronation?
Except for his wife. Camilla was even worse. Camilla was despised.
No.
And now
No,
she's the Queen of England.
If Andrew makes a comeback, that'll be the that'll be a comeback.
That would be big.
But Charles hasn't been in it. I just think they're the most boring family, and
They
seriously,
have to be boring. They
do you
have to be. Well, they can't go out.
Get out there and have a crack.
Okay, what would you suggest? Now, this would be interesting. What would you suggest if you were their publicist? Your way, David Schwartz, you've just been put on as William and Kate's publicist. You don't think their persona is going over so well.
Fix it with one
not
statement.
just with England, but the whole world.
Fix it with one statement.
Go on.
My brother's a dickhead because he married a bird who is a money grabber.
Yes.
And until he straightens himself out, he's not welcome back in the palace.
That makes sense.
Now, if he said that, imagine the love that he would get from around the world.
Yeah.
He'd go from Mr. Boring to Mr. Bloody Unbelievable.
To bulletproof. He'd be bulletproof.
Imagine that. That's one statement.
It would be big.
Make headlines.
I mean, that book Harry wrote. I mean, can you imagine you? You just imagine.
Did he sell many
Your
copies?
family, your family, my family, Dan's family, they're all nuts. We all know that. Everyone's family is crazy.
Yep.
They've done crazy things. We've hurt each other backwards and forwards. Everything bad. But I would never write a book and tell everybody what was going on.
No.
I would never hurt my family.
Yeah.
Never in a million years. This bloke has gone and written a book and just slags off his grandma, his grandpa, his mum. Oh, sorry, not his mum. His dad, his stepmum, and he is relentless at slagging his family off. I think it's probably one of the lowest things in the whole world you can do.
That's why Knucklehead should come out and actually say something.
You know what? You should be their publicist.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're spot on.
Just last one
one
before we get to a break. When I wrote my book, all bets are off. You won't be able to find it anywhere.
That's the fourth. Dan, have you been? Can you please put a little ding?
No.
It'll all make sense when we get to this point. Every time he's given a plug to something, just put a little ding in.
A little cash register thing.
You can't buy it. It's sold out, but you can get it on ebook.
Just put the little.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Just no one will know what it's for at the start.
Yeah.
But at this point, they'll all understand why.
Every time there's like a little cash for commenting thing.
Just ding, ding. No,
please.
But everyone listening will be going,
I'm looking at the king of cash for comments right across. Have a look at him. He's got clothes on. He's wearing watches that he's been given. Honestly, his shoes are probably Julius Marlowe. He was sponsored by them for years.
You pay for that top, Marko?
No. I paid for it with sweat.
How about the hat?
The only thing he's paid for that he's got on are his glasses, and they were $6 from 7-Eleven.
Hey, these hats came from Ian Guttison from the Kingston Heath Golf Club. He's the greatest optometrist.
Really?
Yeah, he's very good.
Oh, hang on.
G'day, Guttison.
Oh, there's one there.
He listens to the podcast too. Gutters, you're a star. These glasses are beautiful.
So when I wrote the book, I had a half a dozen calls from people worried about that I was going to spill the beans on them.
Oh, God. Who?
Well, Paul Hopgood was one. Hoppy, the Melbourne footy. I said, mate, I'm not going to dob you. What have I got on you, Hoppy?
You couldn't do it to your friends.
And I had some family saying, you've got to be really sensitive. I said, seriously, do you think I'm going to spill on...
You tipped the bucket on yourself, basically.
Tip the bucket on myself for being stupid, but it's people just protecting their own interests.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Just one thing. I'll be deadly serious here. It's the best first page of any book ever in the history of the world. If you read the first page of All Bets Are Off, you cannot put this book down. And I'm not saying that because you're a friend, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be a smart ass, but the first page of that book is electric, and that is it. End of story.
All right, let's get a break away.
We'll take a break.
I want to come back and talk about redheads.
Leave everybody alone, will you? Feedback coming up next.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. And when you get a sec, we'd love you to subscribe and rate the podcast.
Hey, we were talking about redheads before really quickly.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman, we mentioned her before.
Now, did you notice that in BMX Bandits she had freckles?
Yeah.
And then after that she didn't have
No,
freckles?
you can grow out of them. You can grow out of freckles.
Is that what happens?
You can grow out of freckles.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I think
Me?
Well, hang on.
What, you had freckles, now you don't have freckles?
Yeah.
Really? Well, what about your Warwick Farms? Plenty.
I've got freckles on my arm.
Yeah.
But
Sure you didn't have them lasered off?
No, I did not have them lasered
Are you
off.
sure?
I'm positive.
Is lasering freckles off like lasing tattoos?
Similar. Yeah.
Oh, he's not. How would you know?
Yeah, you get
How
a
would
peel.
know?
You just
How
get a
would you-
peel. Yeah,
Really?
one peel after another. See you later.
Redhead.
Freckles gone.
I think
back to
I think
redheads.
redhead women are beautiful.
Yeah, I do too.
Beautiful.
Actually, Dan's got a theory. Go on, tell us
What's your theory, Dan?
Oh, my theory. Well, here's my theory. My theory is I think redheaded dudes typically not exactly, sharpest looking tools in the shed.
Gee
And I
whiz.
say that I'm a ranger. I can say that.
Yeah.
So you're
you
saying
can.
redhead blokes are ugly?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're not
They're
not
ugly.
but I think redheaded women typically are a lot more attractive than redheaded guys.
So they reckon,
hang on.
redhead women too are firecrackers.
Yeah, I know what you mean
Like,
by that.
no, they
Temperamental?
Temperamental, yeah. They can be cranky. Is your
yeah.
daughter cranky?
No, my daughter's amazing.
Okay.
Righto.
All right. Well, there goes that theory.
I'm just trying to think, because you're saying they're not very good. I'm trying to think of the best looking red-headed dude
I'll give you one.
in the world. Harry. Prince Harry.
He's an ugly bugger.
He's the best looking red-headed dude in the world.
No, what's his name? The tennis player, Jim Courier.
No.
Ed Sheeran?
Go ahead. Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just naming redheads.
What about Boom Boom? Boris Becker.
No.
Not good looking?
No.
He was my hero growing up. I loved
Not
him.
even close to good looking.
Well, who's the best looking redhead? I tell you, can we put that out to our...
yeah, it is our poll.
Cameron
our
Lynch.
poll.
Linger.
No.
Linger-ding.
Lingen, no, he's not going to
he's-
qualify as the best looking, I don't think. Cameron Ling. But listener out there, if
Not
you
even
have got
Geelong.
a nomination for the best looking red-headed male in the world,
Jeez,
can you please get in touch with us on our socials, and we will establish that in the next pod. Because you're right. I mean, if you had a list of best-looking red-headed women, that
the
list
list.
would be the longest list in the whole world.
Isle of Fisher.
Isle of Fisher.
Isle of Fisher.
Yes.
Magnificent.
Gorgeous woman.
Beautiful looking woman.
Beautiful. So the list is long.
Yep.
But for blokes.
It's short.
It's not a long list, is it?
No.
Well, this podcast, Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers, we will get to it. We
right.
will find the George
It'll be-
Clooney of red-headed dudes. Or the Brad Pitt. Or the Rob Lowe.
We'll find the
Whatever.
Rob. Yeah, we'll find the best of
We
the
will
business.
get there at some stage.
And its feedback next week will be rangers complaining about it.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're trying to put on a pedestal.
Can you say that word?
Ranger?
Yeah, you can if you are one.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right,
Yeah.
come on, let's get to the feedback. Now, I'll get the first page, all right? And
Right.
there's stacks of it. And
Right.
we've actually jettisoned some of it because there was
What
so
is it?
much.
What was that word?
Jettisoned? It's what you do. You know, like if you're on an aeroplane and you got to get rid of stuff so you
Oh,
can
really?
make it to the runway.
Oh, so you don't land.
jettison-
So you don't land the water.
You get rid of it.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
It's a good word.
General feedback. B_4N62. That's the worst social
Why would you
media
choose that?
Before and
name.
No, before and 62. Before and 62. So he might have been born in 62.
Born in 62.
Yeah.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
It's gone from the worst to the best in 1 second.
What does he say? It must be good.
Show needs to be longer, please. It's too short.
That is it. Is it?
Best podcast by a mile.
Well
yeah.
done. Oh,
Sounds like a one.
good job.
Jason, tell me the episode goes for more than half an hour. I think I speak for your fans when I say episodes need to be at least an hour.
No,
Jason.
only 30 minutes because
One more.
we don't have the budget.
That was from Jace Scott.
But if we got
23.
what's your optometrist name?
Gutters.
If we got Gutters to sponsor us, we could go for an hour.
Yes, that's right.
Does he do laser?
Yes, he does.
All right,
He does everything, mate.
Okay.
And Sean Baylor, Ox and Marko, we need a longer podcast, boys. Having withdrawals with only 30-minute episodes once a week. Bump it up an hour, please. Plus, more beers you sink, the better the stories get.
Oh, that's true.
Couple of beers. Yeah, we've got to get back in the pubs. Come on. We've actually got to make the effort.
Well, while we're talking about pubs,
Hang on, last one. This is a good one. I've got to get I left this one in. This one has not been jettisoned.
Good.
Sean Knopf, 77.
Okay.
Has anyone pointed out to Ox that Goldfingers is on a bit of a hiatus after the fire?
What?
The joint burnt down.
What? What? Did it?
Yes.
God.
You haven't been to the ballet for a long time, have you?
Well, not that ballet.
Okay,
I might be making a comeback. Hey, just back on the beers.
Yes.
Back on the beers. We ran a poll the other week.
We did.
About the best beers that our listeners like.
What were the options?
So the three biggest beer-selling beers in Australia are Great Northern, Carlton Dry and Forex Gold. So in when we put the poll up, we asked our listeners what they thought of the top three.
Right.
All right, so 33% like Great Northern.
Yep.
21% like Carlton Draft, 4% liked
Gold.
Forex Gold, and then the rest left over, which was nearly 42%.
So
it was something different.
What do you reckon it might have been of that? Because the 41%, there's something else.
Yeah, that'd
Do you reckon it'd be Asahi or
all the boutique beers. That's what it'd be.
Peroni or
Yeah,
that sort of stuff?
Yeah, all that
Bit
stuff.
of VB,
Preachers.
bit of Cooper's Pale Ale. But I like this one. A bartender told me once you can have anything except Great Northern. It's like having sex in a canoe.
Oh.
Fucking close to water.
There you go.
There you go.
Well done.
All right.
You got there, dude.
I
That
don't
was
like
good.
swearing.
That
Don't like
was good.
swearing on an intelligent podcast.
Oh,
What are the other comments on the beer stuff?
Hey, Swan Draft. So
Go on.
General Alcazaz has sent through. Swan Draft is his drink. Swan Draft is a horrible drink.
is that Perth malt?
Perth beer.
Do they actually get the water from that Swan River for that drop?
Yeah, they do.
Because it's no good.
All toad up in Queensland must be weak as piss to have a middle as their favourite beer and being middle strength.
Yeah.
You talk about Swan Lager. You ever heard of Emu Export?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's the worst beer.
not good.
Ever.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
What
at
was the Adelaide beer that something east or west or something?
East End.
Oh,
East End beer or whatever it's called. Or West End beer.
There's been some
West
shocking
End
beer.
beer.
Foster's is.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, cancels. So
Councils.
Cancels
Here
are
we go.
so out of touch. That was it.
Oh, that's it?
From before in 62.
Hey, can I tell you, my son came up with something that fixes the problem. The problem about nets, basketball areas.
Are we going on to get this?
Just one more.
This is
because this was genius, and I'm going to show you.
This is Mills and Boone shit.
I'll
right
show
now.
you the video because he showed it to me. So we got Andrew Gaze on when 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Couple episodes ago, and he was saying that he agrees with us. No net on outdoor basketball areas is a disgrace. You get hit in the nose. Blah 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 blah. There is on the market a magnetic net,
I've seen it.
and it is amazing.
And you throw it up
You
on?
throw it up.
Yeah, and it sits on there.
And it sits on there, and then to get it off, when you
You come
finish,
up
you throw
underneath.
the ball up.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
I've seen it.
I wonder if it works.
I saw it on TikTok.
Can we? You know what? If we ever have merch, that's the number one thing we're putting in our store.
we've got it.
We're putting
Because-
that net in our store.
Because we are missing kids fighting on the basketball court in local areas.
Have you got the portable net, Dan?
Andrew Wolstenholme sent in a video,
Yeah.
which is what I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'll show you.
Playing without a net.
That's it.
That's it. That is it
Hey,
right there.
Watch how they get it off. Watch how they get it off.
And there you get off like that.
Oh,
Bang.
can we put that on the social, please? That's very good.
Can we post that?
Well,
Yeah.
we did 2 weeks ago, but we posted again.
Oh, we
Can we
posted it.
can we post it properly this time? So
What do you
we
mean
know-
properly? Jeez.
Hey, just out of curiosity, how much are they?
That's a good question. Well, going on the bag of kindling, these things are about
$600.
$170. Yeah, the way things are going, it's a disgrace. Hey, it's got. How long's the show been going for? A lot of complaints goes too
Oh, a
long.
bit long. No,
It's been going for 50 minutes.
We scrapped all the other feedback. We had heaps of it.
All right. Can we just spin the wheel, please?
All right, you're spinning. I'm telling you.
I'm spinning. Righto. It's
it come
landed
up?
on a
Redhead joke.
red-headed joke.
Of
This
course.
is incredible.
Who would have thought?
Unbelievable.
Who would have thought?
We've just been talking about redheads.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Amazing.
Anyone would think we'd make this shit up?
Yeah, come on.
All right.
Have you got one?
In the making of a porno,
Oh,
God.
please.
where would you
Can
find
stop this?
where would you find the redhead?
In the making of a porn, where would you find the redhead? I don't know.
Behind the camera.
Oh my
Do we
God.
accept that, or do we want another joke?
No, I actually think it's pretty funny. You're talking about the bloke in the porn?
I'm talking about the bloke.
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
Or I could say sound guy.
No,
No, beyond the
doesn't
camera.
matter. That's good.
I think we need to draw a line in the sand on this porn thing.
Yes.
What do you mean?
I think that's it.
Oh, all right. All right.
I think that is it.
We'll only draw a line in the sand with the porn if you draw a line in the sand with the basketball net.
Okay,
All right.
deal. That
It's
is
a truce.
deal. It's a deal.
It's a truce.
It's a deal.
It's a truce.
See, that's what's in our lives. You with Ford. That's where we're at.
Great show, boys. Great show. Terrible joke, Ox, but a great show nonetheless. As usual, Ox and Marko have some homework. Fingers crossed I'll actually do it this week. And we want your input on the guys talking about the best-looking male rangers from around the world. It's a short list so far, so we're going to need some input on this one. Let us know on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. Thanks for all your feedback today. Keep it coming through. We love it. And a small favour, if you like the podcast, we'd love you to share it on your socials and pump up Ox and Marko to your friends. That'd be awesome. The Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers podcast is executive produced by Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, and sound design is by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.
All right, so for next week, and this isn't going on the podcast, but for next week, have you spoken to Heather Mackay?
No, that was your job. You're the one with the phone number. What about Steady Eddie? What about Rodney Rood? Have you got to them?
Spoke to Steady?
Yeah, Steady.
No. I spoke to Steady's manager.
Yes.
And he said he's not ready to... Yeah. Steady's not ready.
That makes sense.
Just yet.
What about Rodney Rood?
Rodney Rood, I'm still going through his PR. All
right.
So we're half a chance.
All right.
Who else did you have to get?
Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Ricky Ponting.
Ricky's overseas in India still, mate.
Kevin Bloody Wilson.
I don't know who he... do you know his people?
You've done nothing. You've done nothing.
No, Ricky's in India. That's all I know.
Is that the only one you're doing?
Yeah.
He's the only one you're getting?
Yes.
What about... All right, I want to give you one more.
Go on.
Give me Greg Norman. Live. Someone from Live. And not a sheik. I don't want to speak to a sheik. I want to speak to the great white nudist.
Let me work on the great white nudist.
All right.
I'll sort that one.
That would be a big get.